Good afternoon or slash evening. It is Wednesday the 21st of November. It's just after turn 5 PM and I'm just about to log on the Uber app. So yeah, I've been a little bit busier today. I've been doing like my school contract work. I had a private job, but yeah, from now I'm free basically. So yeah, just loaded up the app, the new little update, the fake surge bubble that used to be. It's now a fake time bubble. So now it's saying that I should have a job within 1 to 2 minutes. So I'll go online now. And I'll see, oh bloody hell, job's actually come up straight away. Yeah. Shouldn't I? Go on then, because it's early. Right, I'll take this job. So it's just turned 7 o'clock and it's been a bit proved, to be honest. So the first hour wasn't too bad. So we're off to a bit of a flyer there. So I logged on, got a £15 and 2 pence. It was a 29-minute job going 9 minutes. So that's that one that pinged up. So it wasn't far from where I was, and it was going to Southport. And I thought it was going to the Sainsbury's in Southport, which is just as you're coming into Southport. There's a big massive one open there. But sod's law, it wasn't. It was the one that was right on Lord Street, past all the fucking temporary traffic lights. It was little tiny, like, you know, Sainsbury's local. So yeah, that ended up being worse than what I thought it was going to be. But I thought, no, it's not too bad. £15, half an hour, and you know, I only had to drive like a minute to go and pick them up. After that, I got a Southport to Southport. That was an XL job, £14.53. It was a 21-minute job going 4.2 miles. And so that was pretty much the first hour. So the first hour was about like £29 and something. So I thought, that's not too bad. Then going straight into the second hour was a £7.55. Just knocking around Southport. That was a 5-minute job going just over a mile. That was these, I picked up a group of five. A group of... It's not the one before it. Oh yeah, that was the one before it, sorry. The one before it, it was a group of 5. Well, picked them up. And one of them was like a little bit like fragile or elderly, so they were trying to bundle her in the back. So anyway, just 4 of them get in the back and one's getting in the front. But before that, they're trying to get the 5 of them in the back, where there's 5 seats, big massive seats. And this one girl, she's big, like, and she's going, oh bloody hell, there's not much room in here, is there? And I'm thinking, if you can't fit in an adult seat in an XL vehicle, it's not the vehicle, it's you. So she had to get a mate to come and sit in the front. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I done that other little job, £7.55. That was only a mile job. I think I ran most of that. I think I ran 2 or 3 minutes to it. After that, another little XL job. These were nuggets, these. So it was £7.19. It was a 9-minute job going 1.5 miles. So when I picked them up, it was from a restaurant. And it was basically just had to do like a bit of a U-turn, go down the road. So I go down the U-turn, I'm going down, and I can hear him in the back. He says to his mate, where are we going here? Why aren't we turning or something? And I'm thinking, I'll leave him to it. So anyway, I pulled up at the destination, which was like a mile away. I said, oh, is this it here? It was like a Himalayas tapas something. And he's going, no, this isn't it. And I was like, so I double checked the map and I was like, yeah, this is where it's brought me to. So his mate, I was looking, he's going, yeah, oh, this is the Himalayas, yeah. He said, oh, I think you've typed the wrong one in. So he goes, oh yeah, the one that we wanted to go to is the one on Lord Street. So I've driven a mile away from Lord Street to take them to this Himalayas tapas bar restaurant. But the one they're going to is another one that's called Himalayas, but that's on Lord Street. Fucking nightmare. So I had to drive back down to Lord Street. And then he was like, yeah, it's just here. So I'm like, because I didn't know where it was, and obviously it's not on the map. So he's going, it's just, oh no, a little bit further. No, a little bit further. We ended up at the far end of Lord Street. It was the second to last bar. How would you not know? And he was like, oh, sorry about that. He said, when I realised we were going in the wrong direction, I should have said something. He said, we were all in the military as well. He said, so you think we'd be used to reading maps? I thought, Jesus Christ, if you don't know, if you're going 180 degrees in the wrong direction, surely you should check your phone and think, I've typed in the wrong destination here, or say to the driver, sorry mate, can you pull over? I've put in the wrong destination. You couldn't make it up. One after that, I was on my way to, they cancelled, and then I thought, I'm getting sick of Southport because it's just traffic. There's temporary lights everywhere, honestly. I don't know if they've had like a Black Friday sale on, and the council have thought, right, let's swoop in, let's buy all these up, and let's just fucking stick them everywhere like confetti. That mixed in with all the level crossings, I thought, I'm getting out of Southport and going back to Ormskirk. I've been there for the past 2 weekends now, and it's been alright. So a job popped up which I thought was on the way out of Southport. I accepted it. It wasn't, because I thought it was kind of near me, and it was going to Tesco's, which is on the way out of Southport. No, I've obviously read it wrong. I had to drive all the way to Tesco's to pick someone up with all the friggin' shopping, and then bring them back to where it pretty much was. So I was fuming because it was like £4.50, 4-minute job going 1.5 miles, but I had to drive like 4 minutes to go and pick them up because they were pretty much coming back to where I was. Oh, it was such a crap job. So yeah, that was my fault. So yeah, the first hour wasn't too bad. I was on, you know, just shy of 30 quid, and then the second hour I was on like 20 quid. So I'm currently on £48.79 over the 2 hours, so just shy of £25 an hour, because that second hour was basically just destroyed it for me. So that one that did cancel on me, it was a Southport to Ormskirk, because I was saying to myself, as soon as one comes up I'll just accept it. It was only like 11 quid as well, but I thought I just want to get back to Ormskirk, but they cancelled. So I'm going to drive back to Ormskirk now, which is going to waste about 10 minutes, but I might drop on something as soon as I get there, so I'll keep you posted. So it's about 8:10. I have ran over the hour a little bit, but I was just dropping a customer off. Yeah, fuck, it's painful, honestly. So I've done 3 jobs. Had that Ormskirk to Bearscope. It was kind of a funny job. I took a screenshot of it because I was miles away. I was just leaving Southport, and this job popped up, which was basically Bearscope. So I was 14 minutes away, or 6.6 miles. I thought, they're definitely going to cancel. But then when I got there, it was only like a 2-minute job. It was going a smidge over a mile, and it was paying £9.60. So I thought, well, I don't mind it, because it was basically a 15-minute job all in. And, you know, 99% of it was me just driving to them, and I wanted to get back to Ormskirk anyway. And then I thought, you know, if I get that job and it's like 15 minutes, it's kind of leading you on to like a £40 an hour. So I took that anyway, and God knows why, but they waited for 14 minutes for me to drive over to them in the freezing cold. So I got that, and as soon as I dropped them off, I was in Bearscope. I then got a job from Bearscope to Ormskirk. I thought, oh, we're onto a bit of a flyer there. £8.26, 8-minute job going 3.6 miles. They were an absolute pain in the arse, and I one-starred them. So picked them up on this estate. As I'm driving onto the estate, they've asked to be picked up, which is further down the estate. But I can see their blue dot at the beginning of the estate in like the first house. So I don't know how you can get your house number that wrong. So obviously I've had to drive past the blue dot to get to the green dot, so it notifies them that I'm there. Because if I just go and sit there, obviously you'd sit there for the rest of your life. So I drive down, do a 3-point turn, it notifies them, I come back and sit outside the house. The free time goes, it goes into the chargeable time, and then I'm 20 seconds away from being able to cancel the job. And then the door opens and these 2 women come walking out, dead slow. So I open the door, they get in. So I was kind of like, you know, I was annoyed, because it's like, it does me head in when you waste your time. So they get in, I'm about to shut the door, and they went, oh, just waiting for one more, he's just putting my shoes on. I was thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. So it goes past the 3 minutes now, so now, like, I would have cancelled it if they wouldn't have been in. So it was the, you know, the classic anchor move. So we sat there for like another 30 seconds, this fucking deadbeat comes out, slips his pair of trainers on, and then gets in the back. So we set off anyway, and we were like 2 or 3 minutes into the trip, and I think her mate was basically going somewhere else. So she shouts over, she's going, oh, you know, are we able to like add a stop or whatever, can you do that? And I was like, yeah, you just add another stop, just do it on the app. So she was like, all right, okay. So I carry on driving, next thing it pings up saying the destination has changed. So instead of going from one side of like the town centre, we're going to the other side. So I said, oh, just so you know, I said, you haven't added a stop, you've basically just changed the destination. So she was like, oh yeah, that's fine, we're all getting out of the same place. So I was like, right, okay, fair enough. So we carry on driving down there. So then you then go into like the bit of the one-way system. Now they've put Moore Street on, and she was like, yeah, we're going to a bar, or at such and such a bar. I didn't even know what the bar was. So anyway, we start pulling around onto this Moore Street, and where loads of people get picked up from, I don't know why, it's like 10 foot past up the one-way sign, and you pull into this little lay-by and they get in, and then you have to do a lap of the whole one-way system, which brings you right back to where you was. Literally, you could just reverse 10 foot, but you know, it's not worth getting a ticket, so you have to go all the way around. So she's like, yeah, just here on the left, and I was like, yeah, that's where the drop-off is anyway. And then he chirps up and he's like, she's basically saying to him, but out loud so I can hear, yeah, like don't get involved, it doesn't matter anyway, because we're going further down the road, and he has to go into the one-way system now anyway. So he's basically being a smart ass. What they've done is they've booked for them to be dropped off at the beginning of the one-way system, even though they're getting out towards the end. So basically, to save themselves like, I don't know, 20p or something, because he's basically seen it as, I have to drive through the one-way system, so what's the point them getting out at the beginning? So I chirped up and I was like, no mate, I said, like, this is where you've booked it to. And he was like, oh yeah, I get that, but you have to go through the one-way system. I said, I know I do, yeah. I said, but you've booked it for here. I said, so this is where I'm insured up until this lay-by here. If you want to be dropped off further in the one-way system, you need to book further on in the one-way system. And he was like, oh yeah, sound, yeah, I just, didn't think it made any difference because you're going through the one-way system anyway. I said, yeah, like I've just said, I am going through the one-way system, but you haven't booked it there. You've booked it to the beginning. You know where you're going, you know the name of the bar you're going to, so put that in the Uber app. So anyway, they basically climbed out. It's basically, that's obviously a stunt that he pulls all the time, and either drivers just go, oh yeah, I'll drop you off, or just to keep the peace. But I'm not all about keeping the peace with people who are basically taking the piss. So yeah, they basically got fucking turfed out there where their drop off was, and just one-starred them, blocked them, basically put down. They were late coming out, which they were, basically changing directions multiple times. They were just a nightmare. So they're the type of people who I love to block and pass on to other Uber drivers, basically. So I done that, and then the last job was it wasn't far from where I dropped them off, probably half a mile. It was Ormskirk Hospital going to Southport A&E. So I thought I'd do it because it's just a nice straight run, and it's not the hospital in Southport. You don't need to like drive into Southport. It's just as you're coming in. It's right there. So we've done that anyway, and that was £10.62, 22-minute job for 7.7 miles. Now I'm right back in the lay-by where I was on the last update, where I said I want to get out of Southport. So I've basically done a big loop. I think so. Of that hour, I think's paid me about £29. So it's not too bad, but I'm back to where I was exactly an hour ago. That last job as well, you wonder why the NHS and the A&Es, you go down and you're waiting like 10-12 hours. It's because of the type of this woman. So I'll pick her up from here. She's on the phone to me. She's one of them where it's on loudspeaker, because she can't do that. It has to be everyone listen to my conversation. So I've had to listen to her conversation for that whole 22-minute ride. So she's telling her mate that, oh yeah, I've gone down here, and they said you'll have to go to A&E in Southport because we haven't got chest X-ray here, and it might be a blood clot. And I'm like, oh, how do you know that? So I'm listening to her conversation, and her mate's talking to her, and she's like, oh yes, what's up? She's going, oh yeah, it hurts every now and then when I breathe in, and got a bit of a chesty cough. I'm like, wow, imagine you've got nothing better to do with your time. Any time of the week, let alone a Friday night, you're going to jump on Uber to A&E to sit there all night with basically nothing. She's got a bit of a cough, and then the mate's going, oh, it sounds like it might be tonsillitis. Who goes to A&E for fucking tonsillitis? Jesus Christ. And then her mate pipes up, and she was like, oh yeah, so I've had a bit of a pain in my arm, and I can feel it in my fingers and all this. I might be serious, I might have to go to A&E. And then she's going to her, why don't you come down to A&E and we can like make a bit of a night of it? like, they were excited to go to A&E, basically for the two of them, just to sit there. That was something for them to do on a Friday night. I felt like saying, do you know when people have to go down there who have got actual issues, they have to sit there for 10 hours or so because of people like you? Oh, just wound me up, honestly. So yeah, that's my little rant out the way anyway. So up to now I've done basically just over 3 hours. I'm on £77, so just over £25 an hour, and it's a real drag, basically dealing with idiots. And yeah, I've done 3 trips in that past hour. It's just not busy whatsoever. That little blag little thing's coming up, the new little update. It's saying like, oh, you're gonna wait 1 to 2 minutes and all this. It's exactly the same as the Surge bubble. They've just added a timer on it, which is just as fake as what the Surge bubble is. So I'll go back on now. I'll see what it's like. Obviously, I'm going to head straight back to Ormskirk. If I don't pick anything worth decent up on the way back, I'll maybe hang around for a little bit. But I'm probably just going to get some food and go home because I'm bored, to be honest, and I can't stand waiting around for jobs. So yeah, this might be the last update. If it is, I'll see you on tomorrow's video, which will be a longer one, because as you know, I like to work a decent Saturday shift. But yeah, like I said, if I go back online now and it carries on popping off, then I'll stay out. So I might see you in a bit.